remember just sitting out there staring in the woods crying because I couldn't have a glass of water and put it on my table right in front of me. And that was something that really hit home. I'm drinking water from the men's bathroom from the bus station in a water bottle that I've used 6 times already. When I was living in a tent, the things that often crossed my mind was, is this real? And it was so weird walking home because, you know, I'm walking through this trail of woods and dirt and leaves. This is where I'm going to sleep at night. Couldn't wash my clothes, couldn't wash my sheets. If it rained, I sat there and waited for the rain to stop. I had a lot of really hard moments out there in the rain. I got like heat stroke and ended up in the hospital many times. I went sepsis. I mean, there was times where I was scared for my life because I hadn't eaten in days. You know, the weather was really bad. Hurricane season was coming and I had nowhere to go. My parents, I also did experience sexual abuse from them, and there was a ton of verbal abuse. My dad used to strangle me. I was often told that I wasn't a part of the family that I was a part of because I was adopted. You know, they told me I was worthless a lot. I was told I was hard to love. That was something that I still think about to this day sometimes, because when you're told that you're hard to love and you've never really experienced love, you start to believe that you're the problem. And I definitely did start to think I was the problem. At this point in time, I wasn't eating. I was hurting myself too because I felt I deserved it. And when somebody is, telling you every single day that you deserve it, it really plays a toll on your mental health. So I moved in with a family member at age 15, and there were already drugs in the household. I had started smoking marijuana and using prescription pills for like ADHD and stuff. That progressed to me starting to drink a lot with them. There was so much abuse in the household that I actually started to self-harm. I was so depressed. I didn't have a will to live. I didn't care about anything. I didn't think I was gonna make it to age 18, and I turned 18 and I was homeless. There is a stigma that comes with a lot of things that people face. You definitely get looked at like you're a nobody. And I started to feel like I was a nobody. I felt like an animal. Being looked at less than human was something that was almost worse than being homeless itself. Because then you start to feel like you're not even a part of humanity anymore. You start to feel like isolated, especially when you can't shower. It really starts to make you feel like, that's your like wildlife at this point. And then when you're treated like as wildlife, people forget that sometimes all we need is that push, that extra person. And one thing I've learned about people who are homeless is that they're very much alone. All I ever wanted was my mom and my dad. And with being adopted, I didn't get that. With having my baby now, I do have that family, kind of. It's just the two of us, but it's something that I've longed for my entire life. And you guys gave me that. Harvest House gave me that, the chance to start that family with me and my daughter. Moving into Harvest House, it was definitely one of the craziest feelings ever. My heart couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. What I was looking at, I had a 2-bedroom apartment with a bathroom and a kitchen and a living room and a dining area, hardwood floors and a thermostat, my own shower. Like, it was definitely like a really surreal feeling. And to get that picture in front of the door was something I never even thought was possible for me before. You guys motivated me to get my license. I got a car, I got my GED. I'm starting school soon, so everything is just, it's like my second chance. And I could have never done it anywhere else because you guys have guided me and, financial advice, regular life skills that I didn't have before. It was scary moving in because I never had to live alone. It was my first time living alone. I'm taking care of my newborn baby, taking care of my new house, trying to figure out how to, even cook dinner properly. I feel heard and understood, and that was something that I never really had before. And with this community, it almost it does feel like family to me because I've grown pretty close to everybody I work with. And that's the coolest part, is because my entire life I felt like I was alone, and now I don't. And I've learned that people don't have to be family or blood to be there for you. And I have learned to accept people in and to accept the help for once, because I mean, I couldn't have done it without the help. I'm just grateful that I'm not living in a tent with my child, and I'm just grateful that I didn't let her down. Very grateful that I had people there to help me through it. You know, at times I still feel like I see myself and that little baby girl, my baby girl Hope. I see how much she needs her mom, you know, and I just want to be there for her. And being able to provide something as small as it seems as a roof and, you know, clean clothes for her and a freshly made baba, that's everything to her. And at one point, I realized that's also everything to me. Shelter and somebody who loves you, to be there and care for you. I really just want her to follow her dreams, because that's what I started doing. When I was homeless, you know, I did have these big dreams. I prayed to God every single day to give me somewhere to live. Being able to do that for her is definitely the most amazing feelings in the world, because before 2 years ago, I would have not been able to say that I could do that for her.